Louis Pasteur, born December 27, 1822 to September 28, 1895, was a French chemist and microbiologist renowned for his discoveries of the principles of vaccination, microbial fermentation and pasteurization. He is remembered for his remarkable breakthroughs in the causes. 1. Chance favors the prepared mind. Louis Pasteur. Featured in Sports Quotes. 2. Let me tell you the secret that has led me to my goal. My strength lies solely in my tenacity. Louis Pasteur. Featured in Persistence Quotes. 3. Science knows no country, because knowledge belongs to humanity, and is the torch which illuminates the world. Louis Pasteur. Featured in Science Quotes, Technology Quotes. 4. Little science takes you away from God, but more of it takes you to Him. Louis Pasteur. 5. The more I study nature, the more I stand amazed at the work of the Creator. Science brings men nearer to God. Louis Pasteur. 6. A bottle of wine contains more philosophy than all the books in the world. Louis Pasteur. 7. My strength lies solely in my tenacity. Louis Pasteur. 8. Change only favors minds that are diligently looking and preparing for discovery. Louis Pasteur. 9. Live in the serene peace of laboratories and libraries. Louis Pasteur. 10. The role of the infinitely small in nature is infinitely great. Louis Pasteur. 11. One does not ask of one who suffers, what is your country and what is your religion? One merely says, you suffer, that is enough for me. Louis Pasteur. 12. Posterity will one day laugh at the sublime foolishness of the modern materialistic philosophy. The more I study nature, the more I stand amazed at the work of the Creator. I pray while I am engaged at my work in the laboratory. Louis Pasteur. Featured in Quotes About Laughing. 13. Bernard was right. The germ is nothing, the terrain is everything. Louis Pasteur. 14. The Greeks bequeathed to us one of the most beautiful words in our language, the word enthusiasm, entheos, a God within. The grandeur of human actions is measured by the inspiration from which they spring. Happy is he who bears a God within, and who obeys it. Louis Pasteur. 15. To know how to wonder and question is the first step of the mind toward discovery. Louis Pasteur. 16. Did you ever observe to whom the accidents happen? Chance favors only the prepared mind. Louis Pasteur. 17. Life comes only from life. Louis Pasteur. 18. La fortuna juega a favor de una mente preparada. Louis Pasteur. 19. Science brings men nearer to God. Louis Pasteur. 20. In the realm of scientific observation, luck is granted only to those who are prepared. Louis Pasteur. 21. It is surmounting difficulties that makes heroes. Louis Pasteur. 22. Will opens the door to success, both brilliant and happy. Louis Pasteur. 23. Science and peace will triumph over ignorance and war. Louis Pasteur. 24. Do not put forward anything that you cannot prove by experimentation. Louis Pasteur. 25. Whether our efforts are, or not, favored by life, let us be able to say, when we come near to the great goal, I have done what I could. Louis Pasteur. 26. Do not let yourself be tainted with a barren skepticism. Louis Pasteur. 27. Wine is the most healthful and most hygienic of beverages. Louis Pasteur. 28. Inspiration is the impact of a fact on a well-prepared mind. Louis Pasteur. 29. The universe is asymmetric. Louis Pasteur. 30. Science knows no country, because knowledge belongs to humanity, and is the torch which illuminates the world. Science is the highest personification of the nation, because that nation will remain the first which carries the furthest the works of thought and intelligence. Louis Pasteur. 31. The greatest derangement of the mind is to believe in something because one wishes it to be so. Louis Pasteur. 32. These three things work, will, success fill human existences. Will opens the door to success, both brilliant and happy. Work passes these doors, and at the end of the journey success comes in to crown one's efforts. Louis Pasteur. 33. It is not the germs we need worry about. It is our inner terrain. Louis Pasteur. 34. Question your priorities often, make sure God always comes first. Louis Pasteur. 35. When I approach a child, he inspires in me two sentiments: tenderness for what he is, and respect for what he may become. Louis Pasteur. 36. Do not promote what you can't explain, simplify, and prove early. Louis Pasteur. 37. Work usually follows will. Louis Pasteur. 38. Analogy cannot serve as proof. Louis Pasteur. 39. The Greeks understood the mysterious power of the below things. They are the ones who gave us one of the most beautiful words in our language, the word enthusiasm. Louis Pasteur. 40. Where observation is concerned, chance favors only the prepared mind. Louis Pasteur. 41. If perchance you should falter during the journey, a hand would be there to support you. If that should be wanting, God, who alone could take that hand from you, would himself accomplish its work. Louis Pasteur. 42. Worship the spirit of criticism. Louis Pasteur. 43. If science has no country, the scientist should have one, and ascribe to it the influence which his works may have in this world. Louis Pasteur. 44. I am on the edge of mysteries and the veil is getting thinner and thinner. Louis Pasteur. 45. Imagination should give wings to our thoughts, but we always need decisive experimental proof, and when the moment comes to draw conclusions and to interpret the gathered observations, imagination must be checked and documented by the factual results of the experiment. Louis Pasteur. 46. The flavor of wine is like delicate poetry. Louis Pasteur. 47. There are no such things as applied sciences, only applications of science. Louis Pasteur. 48. Intuition is given only to him who has undergone long preparation to receive it. Louis Pasteur. 49. The only thing that can bring joy is work. Louis Pasteur. 50. Science belongs to no one country. Louis Pasteur. 51. What did you do today to receive your instruction? Louis Pasteur. 52. It would seem to me that I was committing a theft if I were to let one day go by without doing some work. Louis Pasteur. 53. Science knows no country, because knowledge belongs to humanity. Louis Pasteur. 54. Worship the spirit of criticism. If reduced to itself, it is not an awakener of ideas or a stimulant to great things, but, without it, everything is fallible. It always has the last word. Louis Pasteur. 55. After death, life reappears in a different form and with different laws. It is inscribed in the laws of the permanence of life on the surface of the earth, and everything that has been a plant and an animal will be destroyed and transformed into a gaseous, volatile and mineral substance. Louis Pasteur. 56. Outside of their laboratories, the physician and chemist are soldiers without arms on the field of battle. Louis Pasteur. 57. Posterity will one day laugh at the foolishness of modern materialistic philosophers. Louis Pasteur. 58. As in the experimental sciences, truth cannot be distinguished from error as long as firm principles have not been established through the rigorous observation of facts. Louis Pasteur. 59. I give them experiments and they respond with speeches. Louis Pasteur. 60. Where are the real sources of human dignity, freedom and modern democracy, if not in the concept of infinity to which all men are equal? Louis Pasteur. 61. The grandeur of the acts of men are measured by the inspiration from which they spring. Louis Pasteur. 62. The greatest disorder of the mind is to let will direct it. Louis Pasteur. 63. Nothing is lost and nothing is created in the operations of art as those of nature. Louis Pasteur. 64. There is a time in every man's life when he looks to his God, when he looks at his life, when he wonders how he will be remembered. Louis Pasteur. 65. The controls of life are structured as forms and nuclear arrangements, in a relation with the motions of the universe. Louis Pasteur. 66. Science proceeds by successive answers to questions more and more subtle, coming nearer and nearer to the very essence of phenomena. Louis Pasteur. 67. A bit of science distances one from God, but much science nears one to Him. Louis Pasteur. 68. You bring me the deepest joy that can be felt by a man whose invincible belief is that science and peace will triumph over ignorance and war, that nations will unite, not to destroy, but to build, and that the future will belong to those who will have done most for suffering humanity. Louis Pasteur. 69. I have the faith of a Breton peasant, and by the time I die I hope to have the faith of a Breton peasant's wife. Louis Pasteur. 70. Without theory, practice is but routine born of habit. Theory alone can bring forth and develop the spirit of inventions. Louis Pasteur. 71. Never will the doctrine of spontaneous generation recover from the mortal blow struck by this simple experiment. Louis Pasteur. 72. Time is the best appraiser of scientific work, and I am aware that an industrial discovery rarely produces all its fruit in the hands of its first inventor. Louis Pasteur. 73. Could I but know all, I would have the faith of a Breton peasant woman. Louis Pasteur. 74. Blessed is he who carries within himself a God, an ideal, and who obeys it. Ideal of art, ideal of science, ideal of the gospel virtues, therein lie the springs of great thoughts and great actions. They all reflect light from the infinite. Louis Pasteur. 75. How do you know that the incessant progress of science will not compel scientists to consider that life has existed during eternity, and not matter? Louis Pasteur. 76. Happy is he who bears a God within. Louis Pasteur. 77. Since the most ancient times, all men, and particularly those who endeavored in the practice of medicine, have brought closer together two natural phenomena of capital importance, illness or fever and fermentation. Louis Pasteur. 78. In good philosophy, the word cause ought to be reserved to the single divine impulse that has formed the universe. Louis Pasteur. 79. Blessed is he who carries within himself a God, an ideal, and obeys it. Louis Pasteur. 80. These are the living springs of great thoughts and great actions. Everything grows clear in the reflections from the infinite. Louis Pasteur. 81. If you suppress laboratories, physical science will be stricken with barrenness and death. Louis Pasteur. 82. There is no such thing as a special category of science called applied science. There is science and its applications, which are related to one another as the fruit is related to the tree that has borne it. Louis Pasteur. 83. One must not assume that an understanding of science is present in those who borrow the language. Louis Pasteur. 84. God grant that by my persevering labors I may bring a little stone to the frail and ill-assured edifice of our knowledge of those deep mysteries of life and death where all our intellects have so lamentably failed. Louis Pasteur. 85. You have not succeeded in your experiments, that is all there is to it. Louis Pasteur. 86. Oh my goodness, the mystery that has prompted my objective. My quality lies exclusively in my tirelessness. Louis Pasteur. 87. The greatest malfunction of spirit is to believe things. Louis Pasteur. 88. The artificial products do not have any molecular dissymmetry. And I could not indicate the existence of a more profound separation between the products born under the influence of life and all the others. Louis Pasteur. 89. The more I study nature, the more I stand amazed at the work of the Creator. Louis Pasteur. 90. When one works and imagines and dreams of nothing else than the search for answers that God has posed, it is difficult to be so still. Louis Pasteur. 91. To bring oneself to believe in a truth that has just dawned upon one is the first step towards progress. To persuade others is the second. Louis Pasteur. 92. I am utterly convinced that science and peace will triumph over ignorance and war, that nations will eventually unite not to destroy but to edify, and that the future will belong to those who have done the most for the sake of suffering humanity. Louis Pasteur. 93. Happy is he who bears a God within, and who obeys it. The grandeur of human actions is measured by the inspiration from which they spring. Louis Pasteur. 94. The ancients understood the omnipotence of the underside of things. Louis Pasteur. 95. Our only consolation, as we feel our strength failing us, is to feel that we may help those who come after us to do more and to do better than ourselves. Louis Pasteur.